Approximately 1 year ago, I started to document my journey on YouTube. During this process, I also tried color grading. While I'm not a professional, I am colorblind, matter of fact. I really enjoyed the process, but came to my awareness that not everybody has access to gear or a PC. So today, I want to share my process and what I learned over the year on how to color grade to get a certain look and also a film look. Everything on your phone, no PC needed. All you need is CapCut. Let's go. Good morning, friends. It's a great Saturday. Got the coffee. Got the incense burning. It's the 30th of August. It's been about a year that I've started doing YouTube, and today I wanted to show you guys a very simple process of how to just want to lead you through my work process. So first you gotta open up CapCut and import a project. In this case, I have this footage I've took in the subway in the tube of London. It looks very grayed out, I know, but that's because I shot it on something that's called S-Log. The results and everything really is subjective. It's really up to you what type of vibe you want to achieve with this video. What I like to do here in CapCut is to add an adjustment layer so you don't really affect original footage. The first thing we see here is brightness, just about how bright or dark the picture is gonna be. I'm gonna bump that a little bit up, just a little bit. So now it's gonna really differ from the type of footage you have in front of you. In this case, it's pretty grayed out already. It's pretty flat, so I'm gonna increase the contrast. Depending on the footage, again, it's gonna be way different. But now we're getting a more normal looking picture, quote unquote. I'm gonna bump up also the saturation. So that's already way better looking than before. I mean, this is the before, this is the now. For brilliance and sharpen, I don't really use them at all. These are just tools which you can use. It makes your picture, I guess, less, it sharpens it, I guess. And the brilliance is also a type of brightness. I don't know the technical terms. There are people that explain it way better than I do. After that, I like to bump up the temperature, just because I like a warmer feeling and note in the videos, but not always. But in this case, I really like that because this is too cold. I like that a lot. Here at 20 is a good spot. Here you can also adjust, the blacks. I'm gonna bring it down to -3. The whites can go up a tiny bit. The highlights, I'm gonna bump up the highlights. These are like the brightest parts in the picture, and I like that it's a little bit gloomy, therefore. And now, after we corrected the picture, which is very important before you get into the fun part, quote unquote, you need to start, you can start to play it around with hues and different colors. In this case, I'm gonna choose this color and bump up the hue a bit. And with that, I'm also going to increase the saturation of the color. Also of orange. So there's some orange in here. Okay, I don't want to mess around too much with it. I think it looks already pretty solid. Let's talk about graphs now. This is where you can achieve your look. And if you want to color grade something or color correct, I would highly encourage you to, look up some looks, quote unquote, so that you know what type of style you're aiming for, how to achieve it, to get an inspiration. For me, I usually play around with the yellow and blue. I'm gonna make 3 dots here for the highlights, midtones, and shadows, blacks. So here I'm just gonna increase it a tiny bit. And with the midtones, I would be careful because it's gonna make your picture look very, very unrealistic. Depending on what type of look you want to do, that's totally fine. Okay, and here I'm not gonna miss around as well. As for the blues, the same principle applies. Yeah. So when I bump down the blues, it's obviously gonna be more warm. And that already looks pretty good to me. The last thing, actually not the last thing, I'm gonna add some grain because it, gives the film cinematic look too. Okay, that already looks great. But what I like about CapCut, you have a lot of effects and stuff which are super easy to apply. So I'm gonna go to video effects and there's something, I think there was edge glow. Yeah, gonna decrease that. In this case, it's okay. I'll just leave it like that because otherwise, this is with it, this is without it. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the results. This is without the before, and this is the after. Pretty nice. Let's take another one just to test it out again. It's another S-Log footage that I shot on my camera. It's the Sony a7C II S-Log 3 Cine. Just to let you know the exact specs. The process is gonna be the same. First, we're gonna color correct, and then we're gonna have the fun part with the color grading, having the personal touch. So once again, I'm gonna start with the exposure, the brightness. It's usually like that: exposure, brightness, exposure, contrast, saturation, white balance. These are like have to be there before you add your color grading. I'm just gonna add a little bit of brightness here. The contrast needs to go up again since the colors are gray and washed out. Saturation also up. That already looks way better. Perfect. Then as for the temperature, I'm gonna add a little bit of warmness again. The highlights I'm gonna bump up too. The shadows I'm gonna bring down. The whites I'm also gonna bring down because I just want to achieve a little bit more of a dark, natural vibe. The colors are popping. Yeah, this looks better to me. So now I also decrease the blacks. And now since the picture already looks alright, I can start doing the hues. In this case, red again. I'm gonna bump up the reds here. That looks fine to me, and the saturation of that as well. There's also some purple. And the oranges, I'm gonna bring down a tiny bit. Okay. And once again, for the fun part here, I'm gonna mess around with the reds a little bit just to see how it's gonna affect the picture. Yeah, it's making it very cinematic. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna play around with the yellows here as well. So there's never a right or wrong. Once again, there's some basics, and then it's really up to you, whatever look you want to achieve. I'm already pretty satisfied with this. Looks awesome to me. This was the I forgot to add the grain. I like to add the grain here. You can also add a vignette depending on your need. See, I think a vignette is also very suitable here. And I feel like the glow effect could suit here very well. Yeah, this looks awesome with the glow. I'm just gonna decrease it. So this is with the glow, this is without it. You can see the difference in the lights and around me. I really like the glow here. And also this is the before and this is the after. It's a big difference. All right, so I had two examples with the camera, but now I'm gonna also take footage that I shot on my phone just to prove that you don't need any fancy camera, any gear, any LUTs, anything. You can just do whatever you have on your phone. So let's open up a new project. I went out on a run and the weather was pretty nice, the sunset was nice, so I just captured that. Looked pretty awesome. The colors I really liked. And here my work process is gonna look a little bit different just because picture already has the color. The iPhone usually does, or whatever phone you have usually does a pretty good job. And having the auto white balance, the exposure is usually set right depending on your lighting circumstances. So there's really not much you have to do. So here I'm just going to decrease the brightness a tiny bit. I like to have a little bit less of contrast in my pictures. So I'm gonna take that out around here. And I would say a bit less saturated as well, just around here. Just I like that flatter image, but then make the colors pop out afterwards. So for the highlights, I definitely have to bring them down because the sky is pretty bright already, so I'm gonna bring the highlights down. But the temperature I'm gonna bring up again because this is also a vibe that you can go for. I really just like the warmer ones. Again, whatever you like. The blacks I'm gonna decrease by -4, that's fine. The whites I'm gonna also decrease. And as of now, this looks fine to me. So obviously we have a lot of blue here, so I'm gonna bump up the blues just because I like them to pop out way more. And you can see already in the sky here, it looks more like it stands way out, and I'm gonna saturate it as well. So now the sky already looks way more dreamy. I'm gonna maybe decrease that a bit. That looks better. I'm gonna increase the oranges as well here. Yeah, I think that way we have already something very solid going on. Let me look through. This is the before, this is the after, like the difference is already there. I'm gonna adjust with the graphs, once again with the usuals, highlights, midtones and shadows. Here, the clouds are gonna be very affected by whatever I do here, so I have to be careful of what I wanna achieve. I do like this one with the midtones. I think this is fine. So it looks like the sun is really hitting the clouds, and the shadows, the blacks, I'm just gonna do that. As for the blues, I think there's also a lot of potential here. The more I bring this up, the more the highlight's gonna be affected by that. The lower I bring, the more the yellow is gonna pop out. I think I like that one, just that it looks like the sun is about to set, but it's still very bluish. Okay, and the rest does look fine to me, because otherwise it looks way too superficial. I don't want to make it look that way. I'm gonna add some grain definitely, just to make it also more soft. The glow I think is not really necessary. I'm gonna see, but these are like usually the things that I would use in that scenario. Maybe like that. Okay, and once again, this is with the glow, this is without it. Not a big difference. But other than that, I'm happy with this result. I'm gonna remove that. And this is the before, and this is the after. What you can do as well, if you don't want to do it for every single one, I'm just gonna drag on another one, like this one for example. And this is the footage that came straight out of my camera, yes, but there's an S-Log footage, so it's already, you can immediately work with it without converting it. And I'm just gonna drag this, and you already got something that you can work with. It's pretty extreme in this case, but I'm just gonna put a split here, and then you can from here just keep correcting and do the adjustments that you need to do. In that case, it's gonna be the blue's gonna be taken out a bit, so it doesn't look that extreme. And yeah, that makes just work a little bit easier. It already looks way better. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video and could take something away from it. If so, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers before the end of September. But as for the color grading, it's been a journey. It's really subjective. It's whatever you want to achieve. It's really what you're looking for. There's no right or wrong. Just go with what you like in the moment. And once again, it's gonna take some time as well. I'm by no means professional. Matter of fact, like I mentioned already, I'm colorblind, but I'm still having fun, and that really give my videos a certain touch. And with time, I'm also developing a certain look that I will be known for. But as of now, I'm just experimenting. I'm also doing using a plugin on DaVinci Resolve. Like recently, it's called Cineprint 16. Super fun. I'm gonna make a tutorial on that one too, definitely. But as for now, that's for CapCut. You don't need anything big to get started. Don't need any gear. And if you think you need gear, color grading is pretty heavy on depending on what type of PC you have, so I would be careful with that because I got myself the plugin. I've got the MacBook Pro M1, and whenever I play through the footage it's already very laggy, so I need to upgrade at some point. So sometimes it's just best to start with what you have, learn the basics, and then move on. So that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and peace.